Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my kitchen. Here we are. We're about ready to talk to you about making these awesome snacks called glazed macadamia nuts. And let me tell you something, these are habitual. You will start eating this and be addicted to it for life. So let me just start going through the recipe so we can go real quickly through the ingredients. It seems like a lot, but it's going to be very simple. So here we go. 2 cups of macadamia nuts, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of raw honey. I have a half a teaspoon of cumin. I have an eighth of a teaspoon of chili powder. I have 1 teaspoon of ground coriander seed. I have a half a teaspoon of curry powder. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. And then I have a half a teaspoon of salt. What we're going to do is we're going to take all of this, mix it together in a bowl until it's completely covered and equal in coverage, and then place it in a baked lining tray in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Now I say 20 to 25 minutes, but you should watch it every 10 minutes because some people's ovens are hotter than others. So unless you have a thermostat and you're in an industrial kitchen, that's my advice. If you haven't preheated the oven, go preheat the oven now, okay? 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 to 25 minutes. Let's get started and get this mix ready for baking. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to go ahead and add all of our ingredients. So there are macadamia nuts, and now add all of our seasonings. There's the curry powder, the cumin, coriander, the ginger, the salt, the oil, and of course, the honey. Alright, well, we're going to just go ahead and toss this through like so with a spatula, making sure I get all of the ingredients equally distributed around the macadamia nuts. And let me also tell you that the important thing here is that we're not looking for the sauce to be completely covering everything so there's no sauce left. You are going to find that there's going to be sauce left, okay, and that's quite alright. Don't worry about that. Just make sure you have all of the seasonings completely covering the nut before you put it on the baking tray. Alright, that looks good. Let's go ahead and move this to the baking tray. Okay, as you can see here, I have a silicone baking tray. If you don't have that, you can use just parchment paper, but don't put it on a regular pan because you'll ruin the pan, because at the heat of 400 degrees you are going to burn sugars from the honey on your pan. It'll be very difficult to clean, plus you'll burn the nuts. This is aerated, and it's a really cool little device I use in my baking when I do stuff like this, and you'll see why, because you don't have to spray it, you don't have to do anything to it. It'll completely bake things thoroughly as if it's lifting it off the pan. So I thoroughly suggest you invest the 20-30 bucks it costs to get one of these. Alright, so I'm going to take my spoon now, just toss it one more time, and then just move them along. I don't want to have a lot of this sauce. See that sauce there? I don't want to have a lot of that. I want to spread that around, because what's going to happen is it's going to cook into a cluster. And I don't want it cooking into a cluster. I want them all individually being able to cook on their own. So try not to have as much sauce as that. If you do, you just can do what I'm doing, which is to just spread them out so they get an equal cook, and they'll break off quite easily. There we go. And now we're ready to place this in the oven and bake it at 400 degrees between 20 and 25 minutes. Let's make sure, though, always checking it every 10 minutes. Let's do it. Alright, so I've checked in on these at about 15 minutes, and as you can see, I just caught them in time. As you can see, all the liquid below that has started to caramelize and burn on the bottom, but don't be alarmed by that, because you're just going to pull these nuts away from all that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have gone ahead and we've put the nuts back into a nice little serving bowl here, and you can either sprinkle the nuts onto something like a salad, or you can serve them Super Bowl style as munchies. But these are very tasty, and they've got a lot of flavor. There's a lot of aromatic flavors to it, and you really will enjoy them. Make sure you keep an eye on the oven, and make sure you're looking at them every 10 minutes or so, and to make sure you get this nice even golden brown flavor and color. This is glazed macadamia nuts. Enjoy.